All right, welcome back everyone to the Mytakehoops YouTube channel. Today we've got part 2 of my initial college basketball takeaways. I've got 5 more takeaways, but very soon I'm going to be posting my full list of takeaways onto my podcast. So if you want to listen to that early, just click the link in my description, or it's linked in the info page of my channel if you want to go over there and listen. But yeah, let's get right into it. Illinois is looking legit this year. They look very complete already. And that was a very impressive win over Duke the other night. They have so much firepower with Dosunmu and Kofi Cockburn returning as great leaders. This duo is an elite guard-big combo, and they work very well off each other, especially in the pick and roll. Lots of potential with Dosunmu because of his length as a combo guard. I just made a post about him. He's improving at a great rate, and he's got so much more confidence this year. He looks bigger. He looks stronger. I love the way he moves in the lane and maneuvers around defenders. He can finish with either hand at the rim. Could be a lottery pick in the best-case scenario. Freshman Adam Miller is showing signs of being an elite scorer, and we knew he could do this from high school. He could put the ball in the bucket whenever he needed to, but I didn't think it would translate over this quickly. Andre Curbelo, he's getting better every game. He's one of my favorite players to watch. You always root for the small guy. His poise is next level, and he's not fazed by college defenders, even though they're much bigger than him. He's so quick, too. He doesn't really have to run an offense. The coach can just throw him out there and say, all right, freelance, Curbelo, find the open man, and it works. It really works. Coleman Hawkins has loads of potential for how mobile he is at 6'10". He's the definition of a floor spacer that has made great progress in bettering his game over the past 4 years. I've watched him since he was a sophomore in high school, and I won't lie, he was not anything special as a sophomore, and he's made great strides, and he looks like he's going to be elite in the years to come. He might not go NBA after 1 year, but if his rate of progression continues, he's going to be special in due time. Overall, Illinois just needs to gel together a little bit more and find their identity, which I think needs to be Dosunmu and Cockburn, and I think they're finding that out pretty quickly. Everything is going to come together for them, and they should be Final Four contenders for sure. Next up, we've got the Duke Blue Devils. I want to talk about their youth and their potential. Duke is showing flashes of being elite, but they're also showing their youth, which is expected this time of year. It's like Kentucky, but I would say it's a little less severe. They just have such a balanced team with so much depth at every position. They really just need to figure out rotations. They've got Roach, Goldwire, Stewart, Moore, Johnson, Brakefield, Tape, Hurt, Coleman, Williams. They've got 10 plus guys that can easily play. And that depth is a great problem to have. I don't think enough Duke fans realize this. That depth is a great problem to have. You would much rather lose early. And I said this in the IGTV video that I made about them months ago when I was reviewing their incoming class. They're going to lose early because they're going to be experimenting with new lineups. It's just natural. These guys don't know how to play with each other yet. And the coaches don't know who molds well with each other and who gels well with each other. But give them time. Jalen Johnson is a fantastic playmaker and definitely the best NBA prospect on that team. He can play every position. He's a great passer. He makes everyone around him better when he's on. He's a strong slasher with the ability to fight through defenders. He will have a great role as the season progresses, and he should. He's the best NBA prospect. I know, shot selection has not been good, but for the majority of that, his shot selection has been quote-unquote bad because the shots haven't been going in. Yes, I know that some of the shot selection is poor. It just is. But a lot of the shots are good shots, actually. He's just missing them because he's not a good shooter. Coach K knows that. The whole country knows that he's not a great shooter. That's why they're laying off of him. But that's his major weakness. He needs to get better at it. How do you get better at something? You do it. You're going to fail at first. If I'm the coach, I want him taking those shots because later in the year, we want him hitting those shots. And once he starts hitting these shots, he's going to be a complete player. He's going to be very elite in the NBA. When Duke wins, they look great. But when they lose, boy, do they look clueless and lost on both sides of the court. Wendell Moore has had some struggles early on. I don't anticipate that to continue throughout the year, but he has been struggling. Let Coach K play with lineups and everything will be fine by March. It's a patience game in college basketball. Most teams do look bad early on, but if you can peak at the right time, you can be very good in March, and that's all that matters. Duke is my dark horse to win it all because of that depth, and if they ever figure it out, boy, are they going to be elite. All right, I want to start this one off with a bang, and we're going to talk about the number 1 pick in the 2021 NBA draft, Cade Cunningham. And I say that so confidently because I really can't justify taking anyone else over him at number 1, and I don't think anyone else will catch up to him at this point. He's a 6'8" point guard with a deep bag of skills. He's a fantastic facilitator. He makes the right pass. He rebounds. He plays defense. He's everything you want in a point guard and more. I absolutely love how he controls the pace of the game. He understands when to slow down and let the game come to him, and you're absolutely not going to speed him up. I don't care how tenacious your defense is, he does not get sped up. He plays at his own pace and he lets the game come to him. It's beautiful to watch. His versatility is through the roof because of his combination of physical gifts and his skill level. It's exactly what the NBA wants. He's currently averaging 18.5 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 4 assists per game on 47.5% shooting from the field. The major knock on him coming out of high school was his range shooting. He shot 1 for 14 from 3 in the 2019 U19 World Cup, but this year he's shooting 47.6% from 3, 10 for 21 right now through 6 games. And I get it, small sample size, but for his major criticism to be that he can't shoot from range or even in the mid-range, and then come in and do this right off the bat, it's very impressive. People like to hate on him because he's not as flashy as some other guys, but he does everything right and impacts winning better than anybody else in the class. He's everything you want, and like I said, I really can't justify taking anyone over him because he has really no weaknesses in his game right now, and that's so impressive. I would have taken him number 1 this year in the draft, and I'm on record for saying that. I said that a few months ago. He's just that good. He's been playing at a high level his entire life. At Montverde Academy, he took a backseat role and was still very, very impressive. Like I said, everything you want in a point guard, and he's going to lead Oklahoma State all year long. All right, next I want to talk about Michigan State and their discipline. I've been impressed with the discipline and poise of Michigan State so far this year. They're very mature. They've got good leadership and fundamentals. And this is as always. Izzo runs a tight ship. He's a tough coach, but he's great at developing talent and working them into his system. It's a gritty basketball program that rebounds, plays defense, and is efficient. Through 6 games, they rank 3rd in assists per game at 23 assists per game, 25th in assist to turnover ratio at 1.52, 10th in blocks per game at 6 blocks per game, and 28th in total rebounds per game at 43.2. So my point is, they're a tough team, they're gritty, they get on the boards, they hustle, they do all the dirty work, and that will get you far in college basketball. They have so much depth on that team. Anyone can score or produce on any night, and we saw that in the game against Duke. Guys like Joey Hauser, Rocket Watts, Aaron Henry, Gabe Brown, Joshua Langford's coming back strong, Foster Loyer, and more. They have 9 guys averaging over 10 minutes per game. That depth is going to help them so much in March. Watts has really improved his true point guard skills since last year. He recognizes that's the direction he has to go. In high school, he was more of an off-ball 2 guard, played next to LaMelo Ball, but you can't really be an off-ball guard at 6'2", or 6'1", 6 whatever he is in the NBA. So it looks like he has really improved in that area, and it's good to see because they do need a true point guard to step up with Cassius Winston leaving. Aaron Henry plays mean and with ferocity. I love his intensity up close. I love how he bumps bodies and goes into players. Joey Hauser can shoot the lights out. He moves off the ball well. He's a great role player. I think he's kind of like the glue of that team, and he's going to really hold them together. Michigan State has so much maturity with a championship squad if they can continue playing well and getting better. Next up, we've got North Carolina, and I want to talk about their front court depth. North Carolina has one of the deepest front courts in all of college basketball with guys like Garrison Brooks, Armando Bacot, and freshmen Day'Ron Sharpe and Walker Kessler. Because of that depth in that area, we should expect their rebounding to be very good. And it is. They're ranked at 3rd in college basketball with 46.7 rebounds per game. Last year, they only averaged 41.9. And you would also expect their 2-point percentage to be high. It's 49.1%. It's ranked at 173rd overall, so would like it to be a little bit higher, but those numbers are probably pretty condensed with each other. 59% of their points come from 2-pointers, and they should continue to look to dominate in the post. Play to your strengths. Roy Williams knows this. Through 6 games, you have 4 guys averaging in double figures each game, so that balance should be good for the future for them. RJ Davis has been very surprising. I really doubted his ability to come in and produce, especially right away. I'll go on record for saying that. I did not think he would come in and play as well as he is playing because of his size. I didn't think that he would be able to handle big physical defenders down low and finishing through contact, but he's doing well right now, and I've been very impressed. Caleb Love has been underwhelming though. His shot selection can be questionable, and his decision making is very debatable. He's shot 4 for 25 from 3 this year so far, and his assist to turnover ratio is 0.9. That's really bad for a point guard. The major criticism I had of him coming out of high school was, could he lead a team? And that criticism is still very valid, unfortunately, for him. When he's on, he's great. He's a 3-level scorer. He can do it all. He can finish up close. He's got a nice floater game. His touch near the rim is nice. He's got an ideal body for a point guard, but it looks like he's going through some growing pains, and I wish him the best because I really do like watching him play, and I think he has loads of potential. But right now, he is just looking a little bit lost, and his stock is dropping. Regardless, though, North Carolina should play to their strengths with their front court, feed the guys in the post, and good things will happen. All right, thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this YouTube video. I appreciate it if you made it this far, and if you clicked on it just for a little bit, I do appreciate it as well. Thank you for all the support you guys give me. And if you know me from Instagram, you know that I'm pretty involved with my faith. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. So one thing I try and do with my social media presence is incorporate God in little ways that I can. And so with that being said, at the end of every YouTube video, I'm going to incorporate maybe like a couple verses or a verse and talk about it, similar to how I do on my podcast and on my Instagram page. And if you want to listen, that's fantastic. I really appreciate it. And if not, I totally understand. I get that it's not for everyone. But regardless, just please understand that I appreciate every single view, like, comment, everything. But yeah, this is something I'm going to make a tradition. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So real quickly, I want to talk about Jeremiah 29, verse 13. It says, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." And I think that's God just straight up telling us that it's easy to find him when we seek him with everything we have. It's so easy to sit back and say, oh, where's God at? Why is he not working in my life? Where's he at? But at the same time, we have to understand that a lot of times we're asking those questions when we're not even opening our Bible, when we're not praying to him, or we're not even looking for him in our lives. And this verse is a challenge that says, you need to be looking for me in everything you do. I know it's easy to get distracted with life, with your obligations going on, with your work, with your schooling. So if you find yourself asking, where's God? Why is he not working in my life? Maybe take a step back and ask yourself, are you looking for him in every way that you can be? Are you looking for him with your entire heart? And I know I've been struggling with that a little bit recently, and this verse has really helped me. So I hope that it can help you too. All right, thanks for listening. Like I said earlier, I do appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you next time.